Well, hello, my lovely people. How are you doing this morning? Listen, as you can see, I am not in my kitchen. Actually, I'm not even in the country. Lucretia is attending a conference in Paris, and she invited me to come along. So maybe this morning I must say to you, bonjour. Because Lucretia said to me, listen, there's such a lot to see and do in France, so maybe you should go along. And this reminds me of the story of Cinderella. Do you know that story? The story of the young girl living in a house where people made her feel as if she was not welcome. She was made to feel second class, made to feel as if there's never enough for them to share with her. And then one day, the prince invited everybody to come to a party. And because everybody was invited, there was more than enough. And as things were shared, people became who they were destined to be. The story of Cinderella tells the story of how she became almost like a princess. She dressed up, she arrived in glamour and in splendor. And the prince couldn't keep his eyes off her. But there's also that story that reminds us about the 12 o'clock. The fact that everything will go back to the way it was. So here's my question. Do we find ourselves sometimes creating Cinderella stories for others? Are we the ones who exclude? Are we the ones who do not want to share? Or are we like the 12 o'clock people who, when the clock strikes, we go back to the way we were? We make these promises of how we will do better, but once the clock strikes, we return to old habits. So here's my challenge from France. Let's go and make Cinderella stories. Let's become the princes and the princesses in the story. Let's allow other people to be welcomed in as we share what we have, because we live a life of abundance, not a life of scarcity. It's not just about the material things, but sometimes we can give by just showing up, by smiling, and by caring. So let's go and let's make happy wherever we are. I need to rush to get to the airport, otherwise I might be stuck in France. So until we see each other again, remember, always have fun!